And you seemingly have kind of flipped the script a little bit, and you're putting some of the college game into the NFL game, and that has afforded you success and brought you here in some ways. Tell me when, why, and how you started doing that.
Well, I think the win was a little bit in Kansas City with Alex Smith. And then coming here, with Carson, obviously with his background coming from it in college, and Nick had been exposed to it under Chip Kelly, in Philadelphia, and then just you're seeing some of these young kids come out of these systems in college. Now, I would say it's not all conducive to the National Football League. You still have to line up under center. You still got to be able to run the football and do some different things that way. And it's a small part of our offense too. It's not the total package. And finding that Nick's strengths are just that. Trying to limit the formations, limit the motions, limit the shifting. Try to just allow him to see the defense and execute the play. So it's been something that we've used in our offense the past couple of years.
Front right.
Hey, Doug. Your opponent's commonly referred to as a dynasty right now. And how do you guys sort of embrace the underdog role while not taking the focus off yourselves and building them up too much?
Well, I mean, our guys don't read into too much about what's written or said. Our guys just go about their business every single day. We know what we're faced against. We know the opponent we're going against. A lot of respect for them, obviously, and what they've done and what they've accomplished. And it's about what we do. How our players handle this week and eliminate distractions and eliminate the noise and how well they prepare and get themselves ready to go.
Have you seen an increase in intensity and focus and performance from Fletcher Cox since the playoffs have begun? And does it sometimes take a bigger stage for a player of his ability and talent to realize that full potential?
Yeah, Fletcher's he's a dynamic player for us. One of our leaders. He brings a level of play to our defensive line that sort of increases the talent a little bit. Around him, guys play hard, guys play fast. And I think too during the regular season, you just kind of methodically going about your business, during the regular season, and then you get closer to the playoffs, or if you have a team that, in our case, that had a chance to play in the postseason, guys begin to sort of, hone in and focus in, and the last couple of weeks we've had 3 D tackles up, so he's played more, and that's been a big part of his success, and they know that you've only got a couple weeks left in this season, and so they give everything they can, and he's one of the guys that's been doing that.
Middle.
Doug, just wanted to take you way back over here. How did you end up at Northeast Louisiana and Calvary Baptist, and do you still stay in touch, and what were the memories that you had of those places?
Well, how I ended up at Northeast Louisiana Monroe now, my father took a new job my senior year, and then after I graduated from high school from Washington State, we moved, and I enrolled, played my college football at Northeast University, which is now Louisiana Monroe, and then ended up playing 14 years, in the National Football League, and when I retired, had an opportunity to go to Calvary Baptist Academy in Shreveport, Louisiana, and coach high school ball for 4 years, which was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to, and I had to find out at that point if I really wanted to get into coaching and teach, and no better way than to teach a bunch of high school kids how to run, a couple of NFL plays, and so I ended up there, and then 4 years later, I worked myself back into the National Football League under Coach Reed, and been here ever since.
Front right.
Doug, over here. If I can take you back to 2000, you were quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Bill Belichick was in his first year coaching New England. You beat him on that day. Just wonder what your memories of that day were, and was that a highlight of your playing career?
Hey, it's one of them, and obviously we were struggling as a team in Cleveland that year, and we had a ton of injuries. I can remember that from that season, and a lot of starters on injured reserve. But that was a home game, and we battled. We hung in there and beat them in Cleveland. And obviously at that time, it was great for Cleveland and for myself and the organization. And at that time too, back then, Bill was kind of rolling and getting himself in these types of games here, and it's definitely one of the milestones, obviously in my career as a quarterback.